Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Three Nerds on a Sunday, where three nerdy friends talk about all things nerd, geek, and pop culture related. I am one third of the nerd, Sonny. The other two nerds that make up this table are Manny and Frank. What's going on, guys?
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
What's going on
There
in
we
the
go.
world?
Everything, nothing, and yet something. So,
Okay, that's about right.
just like every other day. Well, so, anything exciting with you guys, or same old shtick? New?
No, I've been going nuts with toys. I don't know what it is. If I was like deprived for so long, or like you guys are rubbing off on me, or what it is.
Oh, blame it on us.
You guys made it worse.
Yeah.
Because now you're into it
Well,
too, and you're like finding stuff for me, and you're like, oh look, a garage sale.
First of all, you showed us the garage sale.
Yeah, you're right. I did.
Secondly, you started all this, so I don't want to hear you blaming us for
That
nothing.
is true. That is true.
Dude, look at
I
that.
blame
you
myself.
Son of a mother. I'll never blame
Well, it
myself.
gets-
I blame everyone else.
For me, it gets worse when I'm like bored and like I don't know what it is, but just the more you look, the more you find. Like you're like, oh, I need that, I need that, I need that, oh, I need that, and it's like you end up buying one. 2 days later, you buy another one, and then doesn't stop.
No, I hear you. Well, that's not so much a segue like a smack in the face. 2 weeks ago, us three nerds here took a little drive to this garage sale with John, who has a lot of good stuff to sell. A lot of new stuff, some older stuff, but he's got a lot of like Marvel, Star Wars, GI Joe stuff, and yeah, it was. Frank and I went to the first one, and then Manny joined us for the second one, and it is very dangerous. Could easily spend a lot of money there easily.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you can. But it's like, the more reasonable the price is, the more you want to spend because you're like, oh, there's still enough for more. So.
Okay. No, that's true. Hey man, do you remember what time we got there about?
We got there about, what time was it supposed to start at? 8
At
o'clock?
9, I think.
We got there around 7:30, I think.
We'll get there early. So we got there early, and
I got there like 15 minutes later.
Yeah.
and that 15 minutes cost me.
No, it didn't really cost you much. I mean, you got pretty much everything you wanted. But Frank, Manny and I got there really early, and when we got there, there's at least maybe 4 or 5 people there before us.
Yeah.
And there's one guy that got there like at 6:30. He was waiting there the whole time. He was a man on a mission. He knew what he wanted.
I think he's the guy who got the first. I think build a figure. I think that's why he was there because he posted about it. And he was ahead of us. He's in another group that we're in, and I figured it out. Were you at the garage sale, you son of a bitch?
What did he want?
He wanted that giant bear build a figure with the new Iron Man wave. So he's the one who snatched up that whole corner of Legends in the garage sale.
Yeah. We are talking about I think it's Mass Collectibles.
Yeah.
He's located in the Chicagoland area. And
it's like funny. I thought you were about to give his full address. I'm like, dude, what the hell are you doing?
No. And he has a hookup. That's all I'm gonna say. I mean, he's got a nice hookup. He gets a lot of good stuff, and he's been doing this for his whole life. His dad did it before him.
Really?
They buy and sell toys, and he's starting to teach how to do it now. So it's just they're gonna keep going. They're gonna go to all the local toy fairs. They're gonna keep selling online. They're just gonna keep going till the wheels fall off.
That would be fun, dude. Honestly, I would think that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and and it is cool because his prices are really beyond reasonable. And
Mhm.
he, because Manny and I went back after we well, maybe like an hour, maybe a couple hours after we first hit it. We went back because we were just to see what was left, and then we had a chance to talk to him in person and everything. And he's like, "Yeah, you know what? I just want to sell these figures at a reasonable price, like because you got a lot of guys that are buying through other people and they jack up the prices 2 3 times more. He wants to sell toys, and that's basically all he wants to do at a good price and kind of spread the joy of buying toys, and it's kind of cool.
He is
So,
spreading joy. He is.
oh,
I like the loot stuff.
spreading.
You guys, well, I know some of you open, Manny, you don't. I don't care. You can give it to me loose. I'll take it. So that's what
Yeah,
I was going towards. The table over there, but this time it was picked through.
yeah,
You had a lot of loose stuff too when they were all gone.
Yep.
yeah,
Last time it was like I had more of a chance to look through them,
Mm-hmm.
but that's
yeah.
okay. You win some, you lose some.
He's okay.
But I hate his
Um,
township for only allowing him two.
Yeah,
Congrats.
that was annoying, but
Oh my God. Oh,
that's
damn you.
okay. Go pick up and buy it later. But
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you guys, like, why? I guess I'll start with Frank first, since you're the one that caused all this. What made you want to like start like buying figures and buying pictures and selling, buying? What was your like? What was the catalyst of all this?
I guess it was your dad's fault because he would take us randomly. He would stop at random comic shops, like wherever we were. If we went to see a movie or something, or just driving anywhere, he would just stop. And you go in, and he's like, we were all looking around. We're like, what in the hell? And we'd get a toy and all that, and I stopped for a long time in college years. But then I guess started before the pandemic. I think I saw the Mythic Legions figures, and I had not been paying attention to toys for a long time. So I was impressed with how everything progressed, the technology, as far as how things look now. I think they're way better. Like there was like an 8-year gap where it just improved to a really ridiculous degree that I never saw before. And then the customizing part really has probably made it worse because I'm like, I'll buy something just so I could take the helmet or something. Stupid
Yeah.
things like that, So I don't know. Now I can't stop. So I wish I could.
Yeah. So it's addicting. Like so, it's like it's as bad as like buying a boat. You just keep putting money into it.
Yeah.
But Manny, you kind of surprised me. Like out of nowhere, all of a sudden, like you jumped in the deep end and just kept swimming.
Because I'm like a switch, man. You turn me on, I'm on all the way. And I never really turn off either. I'm always kind of looking.
You ain't kidding.
Dude,
What was the
combine
first
stuff,
thing
let me
that kind of like made you go, I need it like now, just all of a sudden, I actually gotta like switch is hit and I have to go. What was that like first
Like
thing or like
recently or just like
recently?
starting out?
Because I know you would buy a couple things and like Frank and I would like get you like certain figures for like your birthday or Christmas, but you were never really big on like buying like a lot of that kind of stuff. Like you buy maybe like a Star Wars thing or something really cool, but you like now you're like, oh, gotta get that. I need 10 of those. I need 5 of those. I need that too.
Oh, well, let's not say all that on here. I don't know. I
Yeah, what do you
guess
call it?
I think Mandalorian kind of did that for me, man. Something recently to flip the switch. I don't know anything recent
Yeah.
that flipped the switch for me. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I can't really think of anything. I know last year they were coming out with like these Jurassic Park Funkos, and I wanted all those. Yeah, I can't say there was like one thing that really started me going. Um,
What attracts you now? Is it old favorites like you always stick to Spider-Man related, or you stick to something else related, or what is it that you like? to look for.
Yeah, like the retro Spider-Man really got me into it too because I like that card back and all that, and it kind of took me back. But I would say just like the difficulty of finding these figures in the wild sometimes at a good price. I think that's what kind of gets me going.
Yeah, you always were a hunter.
Yeah, because I mean, I could always buy it online, and I do now with like the toys that I really want. I'll buy online.
Or I remember you got mad at me
it's impossible.
because I pre-ordered Rocket Raccoon on Amazon when
Yeah, I
the first
remember that.
Guardians came out. You got mad at me. You're like, "What'd you pre-order it for? Like, why don't you go to Target and look for it?"
I forgot
I'm
how
like,
I got my
"No,
one.
I really want this one. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna look at these stupid stores and try to find it."
It's funny. I went to my mom's and I found a Rocket Raccoon, and I forgot how he ended up in my collection. I don't know if I bought him online too, if I just gave in, or I finally found him somewhere.
That was like in the earlier times. Like it wasn't as common to pre-order online. I think.
No.
Like toy hunting was still a thing in the stores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were like really annoyed at me.
I think it's
I like Rocket. I want
Rocket. Just how hard it is to find them sometimes and all that.
Well, I was at Target today buying unrelated, but I of course had to go down the aisle. But it's so barren, man. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And if they do have something, it's like 3 ways back, and it's like just the shelf warmers, you know.
Yeah.
So, right now it's like Shang-Chi and all that.
Impossible.
Yeah. No, that is interesting because I'm kind of a mix of both of you guys, I guess, because what I hear from Manny sounds like he loves the thrill of the hunt, and Frank loves to like customize and buy and take apart and try to make something new out of the figures. I'm kind of somewhere in the middle. Like it started for me. I think it was like probably mid college. Like I graduated. I got the Funko Pops. The first Funko Pop I ever bought was Funko, and I don't know why I remember that. I went to the comic shop. I'm like, oh, I just love the show. I'm gonna pick it up and get it. And at that point, it became bad because I was buying Funko Pops every week. I was ordering on Amazon. I was like was things like popinabox.com, and I was like pre-ordering a lot of shit, and then just like, oh, I need this. I love that movie. I got to buy those too.
Oh yeah, right. It's endless at that point because like, have you ever seen this movie?
I actually go to the stores and like, yeah, and I was actually talking to my friend Gil, and he kind of like he also buys like toys as well, and he has to like try to make a cap. He's like, okay, if there's a franchise or a movie that doesn't have like much merchandise or toys, and there's like a pop, he has to buy it because like again, there's like no Tombstone toys, but there are pops. There's like 5 of them. No, there's 6 of them. I have 5 out of 6, and never gonna get anything else from like Tombstone. It just one of those things. But I stopped in the Funkos. I sold like 95% of my collection, and then Frank Legion, the son of a and
I bet.
with the customized. I keep about 25% of my figures. I really want that I think only open value, but that's kind of cool to have in the box. But I usually take it apart, do photo shoots with the actual figures and like paint and customize and change and all that. But yeah, that's kind of how I fell back into it. And now I'm getting like Marvel and certain like Black series for like Star Wars. So it's just
big viral
it's
now.
fun, but that's nuts. But
so you really got to draw a line somewhere. Like Manny's probably the best at this, but you got to stick to only a few things that you like because it just gets too ridiculous.
For me, it's
Oh.
even bleeding too, because like I was looking at a Doctor Doom at the flea market, and there was no reason for me to look at a Doctor Doom.
And
I
it's
think
like,
there's
if you do, does that mean you have to get the Fantastic Four now? And if you get
yes,
those, does it mean
yes.
Galactus?
Like today, Maz he had a couple figures on sale, and there was a Nightcrawler, and like the original color Nightcrawler. I'm like, oh, that would look cool if I ever find the Wolverine, the blue and yellow Wolverine. And I'm like, wait, am I thinking about buying all of them? Wait. And
You
then
need the whole
it just,
roster. Yeah.
yeah, it got bad.
Yeah. I'm building an X-Men team right now. I have 1, 2, 3, like 5 or something, but they're hard to find. I got a Beast today for 15, and I might have to paint him blue because the blue one is like $80 or $100.
Wait, so which one did you buy? The gray one?
Yeah, so I'm gonna try and paint it, see if it looks all right, like passable. I don't have to be that great, but passable is fine.
You're gonna have to get some deep blue.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a good blue for that.
Yeah, do it, Bob. But yeah, it's dangerous because Manny got me a retro Spider-Man, I think, like for Christmas, and Frank gave me the idea, Sinister Six. So I got 5. I bought Hydro Man, Scorpion, Shocker,
Shocker.
Doc, and then I got a Rhino figure coming from China. So I got 5.
Bought it.
And I need one
Okay.
more.
That's
Yeah.
what I thought about us
So
all
did
being
you
into
open
it,
that,
'cause we give
Spidey?
each other ideas.
I did, yeah. I used it for my shoots. But
Nice.
yeah. And now I had to get a
It's nice
Sinister
Spidey,
Six. Spidey's awesome still. But yeah, I don't know. It's fun, but at the same time, like if you're not careful, you can really screw yourself over big time.
I will say that stuff holds value pretty decent, honestly. Like I had stuff back from like maybe 12 years ago, and when I got back into it, I sold a lot of that stuff, and actually a lot of it went up in value.
Mhm.
So I was able to make a little money on them. But it seems like they at least hold, and some things go up by a lot. Even
Yeah.
recent stuff, like 6 months ago, if you didn't buy something, they're not producing them anymore, and now they're double or maybe a little more. And of course, you got all these TV shows jacking up prices too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Kang.
Yeah, King.
Yeah.
He was so
That
easy to
was-
get for like weeks. I almost did it and I didn't. And now he's like triple.
Yeah, it's insane. No, and kind of follow up on Frank's point he made earlier. Like, yeah, the toy technology, I guess you would say, has increased a lot better. I mean, just look at like I think it was like the Diamond Select Marvel toys to like what they make now is like leaps
Yeah.
and bounds better. I again, as someone who likes to like take photo shoots, the figures and all that kind of stuff. Like the joints are so much better now. There's more movement. You can actually pose them in like these really cool action poses,
Mm-hmm.
and like it really helps like get like a really cool shot. And because
They're removing like pins now, so like an arm looks
Yeah.
like an arm and not like a big piece of plastic holding it together.
yeah, and yeah, some are still kind of hard to like not see the joints, but at the same time you kind of like sacrifice that for like movement, and then, like that's fine with me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and yeah, again, it's such a slippery slope, but it is fun and just buy responsibly. And luckily, I mean, like I'm able to fund this hobby by buying certain things, selling them, and then buy new stuff and then sell it and buy and sell, buy and sell. So I'm not
Yeah.
taking too much of a hit on most things, but one day it's like, oh, I need 20 new figures because why not?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, if you cannibalize it, it's better. But lately, I've been having trouble cannibalizing. I did for a while. I was doing it a lot. Like
Yeah.
I was actually probably making money. Like I was selling hundreds,
Yeah.
but then I would buy like another 100, maybe keep 100, stuff like that. But
Yeah.
now it's like I look at my stuff and I'm like, I don't want to sell any of this. But I want to keep buying things and I don't want to sell anymore.
Yeah. That's fun. What are you guys on the hunt for right now, or what's on your like? I need to buy this, or like I'm like everywhere I go, I'm just checking to see if it's here.
Somebody want
You
to go
want to
first?
go first, Frank?
Yeah, I'll go. I'm just trying to complete my Jim Lee X-Men, like the 90s.
Okay.
I have Professor X. I have Storm, Cable, Bishop, Gambit, Wolverine. So I just need a few more. But they're expensive, so I'm going to try to make that Beast and a couple others. I'll see what I could do. That's it, really. I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to do Spider-Man, but I'm focusing on X-Men right now.
How about you, man?
I'm not really looking for anything in store because nothing in store really is calling my attention. It's more like the stuff that I regrettably passed up on, like Far From Home Spidey, the blue and yellow Wolverine, little stuff like that. That's kind of what I'm kind of looking for. And then the new line of the What If. I mean, if I can find those in store, then I'll cancel my pre-order with Big Bag Toy Store. Little things like that.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Currently, I'm looking for like a couple Pacific. Obviously, I need one for my sister. The Rhino shows. But I'm looking for like a Green Goblin or Hobgoblin. I've been looking for a She-Hulk, and I missed out like 5 times already, and that's kind of making me mad. And then like currently the figure I really do need is the WWE Legend Series 11.
Yeah.
They're
Really, they'll find that shit.
Yeah, they are. They're only in Target, and some states already have them, some don't. I've looked at Target like the past like 4 days, and they keep saying like in 50-mile like range is like not sold in the store, not sold in the store. So I'm waiting for it to hit, and as soon as I do, I'm gonna hit it. Target, I can't pick it up. But
go on go on one of the groups and get the DCPI number, and then use like Funko Finder or whatever the hell that app is called, and what's the other one? Pop Finder or whatever. Just use those apps, and if you have that number, you can try and do it. But yeah, the hunt continues, I guess.
Yeah, the hunt
There's always
continues,
something.
it'll never satisfy.
Yeah, and this year the companies have really been coming for us.
Yeah,
like there's just like another event, another pre-order, another reveal. Jesus Christ, man.
Oh yeah, we're in the like season where it's like Hasbro's gonna have a con, and Funko Pop just had one. They might have another, and like I think NEC has been dropping a couple things here and there, kind of hints, and everyone's showing their hands right now. So and then like Hasbro has license for everything, so it's just a lot of shit coming.
Yeah, seriously.
Be fun. Yeah, but yeah, and then if you're interested in the they're up pre-order now.
Are you guys looking for anything in particular coming up?
I want that Goliath from NECA.
Yeah, they pushed it back a month, and I don't know when it's, it's coming out. Yeah, it's in August now. Yeah.
Which means like December for BBTS.
Well, no, because I'm like, maybe, but like it was like Dork Side, Big Bad Toy, and I think Empire. They've all pushed it back to to August. It was supposed to come out this month, but they all changed to August. So I think it's
they
on
do that
NECA.
every month.
Yeah.
Mm.
That figure definitely looking. I'm waiting for Tech to come out
Oh,
to
Wrecker,
the
I'm
Bad
dying for
Batch.
Wrecker.
Yeah. And then the what if figures, particularly Captain Carter and the Hydra Trooper figure.
Mhm.
I don't know the name of it.
Like
Shock
the
Trooper.
Stomper, the big robot.
Yeah.
Yeah. That Captain Carter is really cool. That's a cool idea.
She is. She's very cool. So
That one's nice. I'm actually not going to buy any of them except maybe the Hydra Stomper, but odds are I'm going to cancel it when the time comes.
that makes sense.
Because I don't do any MCU. I just kind of prefer the comic look. Like, even if I never cared about Falcon, but now I do, but I wouldn't buy the MCU version. I would buy the comic version.
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing.
Yeah,
And I would pretend like Anthony Mackie was in the comic or something. Stupid things like that, you know.
That's fair. Fair enough.
Yeah.
How Manny? Is there anything you're looking for?
I'm probably looking forward that Hasbro Venom exclusive
Oh,
that they're gonna do.
Yeah, that's gonna be hard, but we're gonna try. We're gonna freaking try because that's a good looking figure, and that is gonna stay in the box for sure.
Yeah. Oh, did you guys know that I think next week McFarlane Toys is gonna have their own shop, and they're giving like a free comic book or something if you buy something on the first day or something. So I apologize for telling you guys about that, but I'm gonna see what they got. It's probably just the same stuff. I don't think it's gonna be anything exclusive or anything.
No, if they have some Avatar stuff, I might pick up a few there if they're offering. But past that, yeah, probably won't pick up too much if anything.
Yeah, they'd have to really have something to draw me in, but.
But that's a little a nerd out about some toys. Do you guys want to add anything else about our little toy addiction here? Or
No.
Yeah. No, I think I'm good. It was good to talk about it, but it's like, damn, we're going nuts now.
Yeah. So yeah, we will definitely tell you if we get those things that we've been trying to get. We'll share with you guys because you are our fans. Few, but we are strong. So I guess we'll go ahead and move on with our nerd outs of the week. I'll go first for this round. All right. I watched. Actually, I'll start off with music real quick. As people in my close circle know, I love music, and I might be the only one out of like everyone I know who actually might like love it. Midland put out 2 albums. One came out like a couple months ago. It was called Sonic Ranch. Really fantastic. It's so I'm not the best when it comes to like musical terms, but like the Sonic Ranch is just a really, really nice sounding album. Everything sounds crisp and clean. It is great if you're like on a road trip or if you're like out on your bike, just taking a cruise, whatever. It's a really great album.
What genre is it?
To name a couple of songs that like country.
Okay.
Country, yeah. Midlands, the Sonic Ranch. Just a couple of songs of this album that are my favorite. Running Wild is probably my favorite. It just the guitar and the rhythm and everything just flows really nice. That's probably the best road trip song on this whole album. Texas is the Last Stop is a really good like karaoke style song. It's really easy like to sing along to. And then what's the last one? Oh, Cowgirl Blues is also really well done as well. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, technically 12 Yeah, 12, but two are like old songs that were recorded live. So there's like 10 songs on the album. And I think if you're in the country, check out Midland. They've been making a lot of waves the past couple of years. They kind of come in and kind of brought like the honky tonk sound of like the 90s country, where it's like a lot of like party and like at a bar, like like good time music. They've been doing a lot of good stuff. And then
I'll
recently,
check it out.
about maybe last week or two, the last Resort album from the Midland came out. It's one, two, three, four, five songs. It's more like a LP, but it's technically an album too. But again, I don't know how music things work, so I would just call it an album. This one definitely has like more like a lo-fi sound to it. It's kind of I've heard a couple people kind of like say like if you like the Eagles, this is something you might enjoy. It's again, it sounds beautiful to hear. It's no the production isn't too heavy. It's not like a lot of like loud snare drums or like it's like uneven in the sound. It all flows very well.
What's it called again?
The last resort. Um,
Okay.
yeah.
Country.
And I think the best song out of here is Two to Two Step. That one is a cut right there.
Oh, so this is the
Again,
same artist then.
same artist, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Midland. Yeah.
Gotcha.
They're from Texas. I want the man X or whatever. Some people like in a lot of music genres are like, oh, you're not real punk or you're not real rock and roll, this and that. But
Yeah.
the music is damn good. You know,
Sure.
it's fantastic.
That's how I am too. I mean, I don't care if you're,
Yeah,
mixed genre or whatever.
yeah, I don't care about all that. Like they were, I think they were like handpicked together, like they all kind of knew each other, but like one was like a model, one was a director, and all that stuff come together, and they're really good together. This is a band like in the country scene. The bands that are actually active besides Cody Jinks, Midland is like my favorite group right now. I play them in the car all the time when I'm driving home, or if I have a shitty day, or I'm come on my way home from the gym. I blast some Midland. I'm just singing top of my lungs. I don't care who's watching. I love Midland. So
Nice. I'm gonna check them out because I am not into country as much as you, but there is some stuff that I really do like. So I'll check it out and see if I like anything.
yeah, check it out. Never hurts to try something new.
Yep. Check it out.
And then my two next nerd outs are Netflix films. The first one came out maybe a couple like 3 weeks ago. I didn't get a chance to watch it until this week. Gunpowder Milkshake, starring Karen Gillan.
Yeah, I know you were looking forward to this.
I was looking forward to it, and I watched it, and I don't hate it. It is definitely style over substance. The movie looks gorgeous. The lighting, the production, the set design, it all looks great. I think you can definitely see parts of John Wick in here, where like they're trying to like kind of remember like in John Wick 2, he's like the sommelier scene. He was like, "Oh, I'm looking for something robust with a lot of flavor," and he's showing them different guns.
Yeah.
He's going to the tailor, that kind of stuff. They have those things in here, and it's like it's kind of cool.
They're trying to build a world out of it.
Yeah, they're trying to build a world, and it's like it's. First of all, this movie's a little too long. The action is decent. There are a couple of really good scenes of action in here, but I think Karen Gillian, she is really good in it. But I think they try too hard to make her like too much of like a badass of like Stone Cold Killer and all that kind of stuff. And I think that was,
I mean, they got to play to the reality a little bit. Like she might be a badass, but there's still like reality, you know. There's only so badass and it's at 140 pounds or whatever.
Yeah, and and like I said, the action is it's not bad. It is pretty good. Especially if you're used to watching shaky cam like action scenes. This is still like a step above that. But
Yeah.
Karen Gillan isn't exactly the best at this kind of stuff. Like I think the first major fight scene is like half of it's like done in one take, and it's like you kind of see it's really choreographed to the point where it's like, oh, that just looks kind of fake, where it's
Okay.
not smooth. Sense. Keanu Reeves is like that man could just go in there, train for like and he's like, damn, you've been doing this your whole life, you crazy
Well, his
bastard.
benefit is that he, trained for the Matrix. He trained for other stuff, and that Tai Chi movie that he did.
Yes.
It all
Yeah.
helps.
And,
He has,
yeah,
he
and
has
like
that background.
yeah, and like Karen Gillan is not exactly a stranger to action. She did
Yeah, that's
Jumanji
true.
1 and so she had a little bit, but yeah, I think this was
Nebula
a
and
little,
all that.
yeah, and just a little out of her wheelhouse, but it was still fun.
Mm.
Like it's like a 2 hour and 4 minute movie or something like that. It's a little too long. We
Yeah.
don't get enough of the side characters like Michelle Yeoh's in here, and she still got it. Like she's like a legit badass, and
Oh
she still
yeah.
has it.
He does some
Yes,
action.
yeah,
That's cool.
yeah. Like she's
I
like
haven't seen her do stuff for a while.
yeah, she's like she's like one of the people in the movies really, when she does her action scenes, like you look like you know what you're doing, madam, because you do, and you're badass.
Yeah, she's real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is really good.
She's cool. Yeah, she's good. It's worth a
Yeah,
watch, you say, but it's not amazing.
yeah, it's definitely worth a watch, but it's not gonna I don't think it's gonna blow your socks off. Like, whoa, this is like Extraction or John Wick. It's gonna be like, it's kind of like that, not as good,
Yeah.
but still good. So,
All right. I might check it out. Yeah, actually forgot. I saw it show up, and I remember you said that you were looking forward to it, and I didn't get a chance. So you'll find out why in my nerd out.
ooh, foreshadowing.
Yep.
Yeah. So there's that, and then I watched. I think it came out this week. Blood Red Sky.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yes, it is actually really good.
Yeah, pretty good.
It's I enjoyed it a lot. I'm not really spoiling anything because if you look at the cover
Yeah.
on Netflix, it shows you what's going on. So it's not a big surprise. And I think like in the first 25 minutes they go, oh, here's what's going on. So the basic synopsis of the film is a bunch of terrorists hijack a plane, and on the plane is a mother and her son, and the mother is ill, and they're trying to get to America for a special doctor to get medicine and all that kind of stuff. And it turns that she's a vampire, and they fuck with the wrong lady. This is really cool, man. Again, this is another like 2 hour movie, and maybe it was a little like maybe 10 minutes too long, but
a little long. The beginning takes a little too long.
Yeah, like the first 20 minutes are kind of like, okay, I get it, like nice setup.
I actually
but
forgot it was a vampire movie. I was like, wait, what the
Yeah.
hell? Like, are we not gonna do this till like the end or something?
Oh, don't worry, you get your stuff in there. Trust
You
me.
get plenty of like action and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and
I'm always a sucker
it's
for
like,
like confined spaces.
yes,
Like whether it's
yeah,
like the thing at the ice outpost or this airplane and stuff like that.
yeah, and what I like about it, like the progression of it builds up and builds up and builds up and never really like lets you down. It just keeps getting like steadies up the action more and more. Where like the end is like really cool. Like the ending is really awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean like again, without going into too much spoilers and talking about certain things, like all the trope characters are here. Like that one guy that like panics and like is selfish and like causes a lot of shit to go wrong. You got the crazy terrorist guy in here and like, oh, I'm crazy because I'm crazy. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And like super duper hero guy who's like, I don't care, I'm gonna be a hero. But they all work though. It's a really fun watch. Again, like the first 20 minutes drags a little bit too much, I think. But once you get into it and like you start seeing what's going on, it's really fun. Um, I it's weird to say because like Train to Busan was all dubbed and like I felt every like it hit me in my feelings with that movie.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, I think the dubbed actors because this is it's one of those weird films where like it's half in English but it's half in a different language, but the dub is like little off and they're speaking perfect English and then like the main characters speak. I don't know what they speak because the subtitles
Like
are
German,
automatically on,
Dutch,
something
or
like that. And yeah, so like the
Scandinavian.
like yeah, it's kind of weird. But and you're really yeah, like voice acting for the mom is not the best. Like it's fine, it's but I think that kind of hurts like the emotional aspect of it.
Yeah.
But that doesn't take away too much from the film. I guess it's more of a nitpick than anything. But I had a
Mm-hmm.
lot of fun with this movie. A
Yeah.
good air flick I always enjoy. So
I
this
think it was worth a watch for sure.
yeah, this is definitely worth the watch. So that's
Yeah.
that's those are my nerd outs. If you're interested in any of that, the Midland album should be available on all streaming platforms or go on YouTube.
Yeah.
Gunpowder Milks and Blood Red Sky are exclusively to Netflix. So
Yeah.
if you haven't watched,
Cool,
those are
man.
my nerd outs.
Good stuff. Manny, you want to go?
Yeah, I don't really got much. I'm kind of really getting into Sopranos. I'm on
Nice.
end of season 2. That's really what
Yeah.
I've kind of stuck with.
How many per season? Like 13
Yep, 13,
or? Cool.
13 episodes. Can't really say I've been getting into much besides the figures and trying to do like reselling and stuff like that on my end. And I really like finding like the vintage stuff and seeing if I have an eye. Trying to get my Pokemon cards to see what I have left over. But I haven't been successful in finding the other ones. So we just got to see where they're coming from. But other than that, I mean, Sopranos has been my biggest nerd out.
Nice. Is it like what you thought? Is it even better now, or is it kind of like what you thought when you first watched it? Or
It's what I thought. It's what I thought when I first watched it. It's still a great show. Um, I saw the trailer for the movie that's coming out, The Many Saints of New York, and I got a little more excited for it too because I figured out exactly what it's going to be about, who's going to be about. So yeah.
yeah, and a little. I mean, you probably know this, but James Gandolfini's son is playing young Tony in the movie, so I thought that's really
Yep.
cool.
Mm.
I was like, oh shit, that's awesome.
And it looks just like him too.
Yeah, it does.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Um,
That's
do you have,
man. That's pretty crazy.
yeah,
What was he, like 40s? In his 40s or a little older?
I want to say
Something like that. I think so.
a damn good actor he was.
Yeah.
Is what was I gonna tell you? Is there anything else you want to add to your nerd outs, or that's pretty much what you got today?
That's for me. That's really it, man. I haven't really been getting into much.
All right, that's fair. Fair enough.
Cool.
So we'll kick it up to E.O. Franklin over there and see what he's got for us this week.
I got 3 things.
Ooh.
I use the library a lot to like reserve stuff like games or comics or whatever. And it took since March to get Pokemon Snap. And I finally got my turn. And they're like, it's ready for pickup. So I go pick it up at the library. I have Ellie sit down and play on the Switch, and she did like it. I would say that it's not necessarily catered to young kids because the tutorial is unskippable and it's like 30 minutes and it's almost all reading.
Yeah.
So that is difficult. They should at least give an option to just have a free range mode or something. She got through it, but she kind of was like bored. She was like, "Oh, are they just gonna do this the whole time?" I'm like, "No, just get through it,
Yeah.
And so she got to the part where you get to go on one of the missions and you get to drive around one of the parks and take pictures, and she really liked that part. It was easy enough for her to control it and to take pictures, but I would say the next part is difficult for small kids because at the end you have to get judged and you have to pick your best shots. But the problem is, like, if you like a shot, like as a kid, you're looking at this game and you're like, oh, I got a shot of one of the Pokemon flying, but technically the best shot is the one where he was sitting still because it was better framed or whatever. But the kid is like, nah, man, the best shot was when he was flying in the air with his wings out. So she's like picking it on those merits, but the game is judging her on other things like framing and all that. So she picks her favorites and she clicks next, but it doesn't like allow her to progress to another route because she didn't get enough points or whatever. And like at watching it, I was frustrated, but like to her, she wasn't frustrated by it. She thought it was fun, but she's kind of stuck with that route until she improves. So she, I don't know if she fully understands. I did try to explain it, but she didn't really care. She was like, no, I like this picture. So, so I was like, you're never gonna progress. And she's like, I don't care. I'm like, oh, all right then. Have fun. Keep doing the same one over and over. But as like somebody watching it, I was like, oh, they could do that a little better, like, to let the kids just have fun with it, or have different modes maybe or something. But I think as a fan who grew up playing the original game, it didn't really appeal to me. Like I never at any point felt like having a turn. Like I was okay just watching, and I was just like, I'm good. I'm like, I don't really want to. Like, I'm glad I didn't buy this for $60. Because I was really like, I was hyped for it because I was like, oh, they're bringing it back and now she can play and all that, and she's enjoying it and all that. But yeah, like those things to me were annoying. Like you could just let them do whatever they want in a certain mode or something, like maybe an exploration mode or something, where they don't have to like meet requirements and all that. But it's pretty and it's cool. There's the Pokemon do fun things and all that. So
is there a good range of Pokemon in there?
There's a bunch. The one map that I saw had a mix from like different eras, but it seemed to be more heavily on the new era stuff. Like it wasn't as many of the Gen 1, Gen 2s. There were some, but not as many, I would say, of those. But it could change, but I never got to see any of the other areas. So I don't know about that. But I think as an adult player, like if you were a fan when you were a kid, I would say rent it because I don't think you're going to get sucked into it. Unless you're, I don't know, unless this is your thing. But for me personally,
do you still have the game?
Yeah, I still got it. I think another week. I got to drop it back off.
I understand. Would you say it's like a good time waster then, or not even that?
It is, yeah. Yeah, but it's just that at that point, it's like, do I really want to pay $70 with tax and everything for a time waster every 5 minutes here and there? So that was my opinion on it, but she was enjoying it for what it was. Cool. But it was so popular, man, because it took me, how many months to get a turn to rent it. So then I saw a movie and a show, and I'll be quick. I saw The Forever Purge.
Whatever Pudge.
I did like it a lot, man. I actually enjoyed this. I will say the casting choices were a little interesting, especially like the main guy. I was a little surprised that they kind of went with him as far as that, but everything around it was very good. I like the concept. It felt like something that could happen in this world, and yeah, I mean it was thoroughly enjoyable throughout. Like it kept you entertained and everything. So I did like it a lot. It was good. Definitely worth a watch.
Nice.
Nicole liked it a lot. So yeah, we were into it.
Good. Did you watch all the purges, or have you seen like certain ones?
I saw the first 3. After that, it's extremely blurry, and I have no idea if there's a 4 and a 5, and this is 6, or if this is 5.
This is so it's Purge, Purge Anarchy, Purge Election Year, the first Purge, the Forever Purge, and then the TV show. So yeah, it's like a 5th.
I've seen 1, 2, 3, and this basically.
Okay, cool.
I saw the other one, but I literally remembered nothing at all from that movie.
Oh, never
And
mind.
it's like not like purposely trying to shit on it. I just actually
Right.
I do not remember a damn thing. So I may as well not have watched it at that point. But Forever, yeah, it was good. I was very surprised. I did enjoy it a lot. So I would recommend watching it. And then my last thing is I watched Masters of the Universe Revelation.
Okay.
Which is a revival of the 80s cartoon for kids that was originally created to sell toys, and they didn't really necessarily care if the show was going to be good. They just wanted it to translate the money for toys from kids.
Yeah.
And there's actually a companion documentary that goes with it. It's called Power of Grayskull. The documentary I found really interesting as far as the mindset of creators back then, and it goes really in depth as far as how choices were made, why choices were made, what the current competition was back then. I found it really interesting as far as that. And I was never a fan of this show growing up because it wasn't on for me. What was on TV was like Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, and then it went into the animated stuff like X-Men, Batman, Spider-Man. So that's what was on for me. I was never a fan of this. With Mythic Legions, they always reference stuff from this show. Like they'll make a figure and say, this is a reference to this guy from this show. And I never cared because I had no attachment and I never watched it. So this Masters of the Universe Revelation show, I actually found myself really enjoying it. I don't know if a lot of it has to do with the figures because it kind of like prepped me for it as far as like understanding who some of this was and why they were kind of cool looking as far as design. And that's what the documentary kind of gets into, like design and like these artists coming up with cool concepts on paper, not necessarily the story, but the conceptualization I found interesting. But to me, it's even on its own, it's a well animated show, good voice acting. There's constant action. The story moves along at a good pace, and in my opinion, it definitely does things that are unexpected as far as the story, and it has pissed off the fans big time. But since I'm not a fan, I don't really care. I thought it worked for what it was trying to do. And I just enjoyed it, and I think you should check it out. It's a really pretty show. I like the music, like the heroic music that they use and the voice acting. So I just enjoyed it a lot. And I watched the whole series, and then I watched like another 2 episodes that I liked a lot again. And then I watched the documentary. So I could see myself watching it again actually, because it's like quick bite consumable kind of thing. Like I think it's 6 or 8 episodes, and they're only like 20 minutes. So it's something you can kind of quickly watch, and you'll know right away in the first episode if you're down or not. Within, it's a 20-minute show. So check it out for 20 minutes. If you like it, then just finish it up. If not, then you can get out and you only wasted 20 minutes. But I recommend it. I definitely liked it a lot.
Must watch, or so you kind of watch it, check it out, or
It's not a must-watch. I think if you want something animated and action adventure, then definitely worth a watch. But not
Nice.
like must-watch. This is like God tier or anything like that.
Okay.
And you have to kind of be into the genre. Like it's a little bit like Asgard, like where they're like medieval and they're kind of gods and they're kind of technological, but they're still medieval, if that makes sense.
Okay. Cool.
Kind of like that.
Yeah.
And they all just
I
like
mean,
supremacy, good versus evil. It's simple, but it's good. I like that.
simple old-time cartoons.
Yeah, fun and entertaining. So I liked it more than I thought.
Nice. Do you have anything else to add to the notes in general, gentlemen?
Not me. Hold on.
No.
Oh my. So, we'll be moving on to our spoiler talks of The Bad Bitch. If you haven't watched it, pause us, go watch it. It's only about 28 minutes long. Come back and enjoy this conversation we're going to have. If not, or you want to kind of stack up a few episodes before you start watching, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week. So we'll give you a couple seconds here to jump off, do what you got to do, and then we'll get into the spoiler talks. Enjoy a nice
One,
drink of my
two.
beverage. And I think it's time. So, Bad Batch episode numbers.
14.
14. Thank you, sir.
14.
Quick.
Only 2 more, right?
Something like
I have
that.
no
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah. So I think it's supposed to be 16. If it's 22, my God, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
That's all right, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Quick reaction.
22
Did you like it?
I did like it. I was very happy with this episode.
It was fun.
I liked it too. Yeah, it was really well done action. So, the episode we open up on Woods area, and we see a clone without his helmet running from what looks like clones and a couple of like space dogs, and he throws down some kind of tracker. He gets tased or stun gunned, or I don't know what they call it in this universe besides blasters and pew pew pow pow. He gets captured, and then Rex contacts the Bad Batch on their ship comm. Says, "Hey, I need you guys' help. There's this clone that I trust. He's kind of lost communication. Can you guys go do it?" And then Tech is like, "Man, we're on a job for sit here. If we don't do this, we're not gonna get paid. No food." And everyone is making good points, and Record just going, "Yeah, that's a good point. The kid's right. He's right. He's right too." It's like,
yeah.
Devin Rex.
Kid's got a point. Tech's got a point. It was funny.
Like, mm-hmm.
But that was like formulaic though. It's like Hunter's like, no, we shouldn't. No, we can't. No, we're not. And then he's like, okay.
And then Omega's like, but we should. It's the right thing to do.
Like, shut up, you little shit. You're not in charge of anything here. He finally shuts her up later on. He's like, that was up for debate. This is not. And she's like, oh, okay. I'll shut up.
Yeah.
God, stop letting her roll the roost, man. I'm getting tired of it.
Uh, I know you do every week. Thank you, Mega.
She was
Oh,
good in
bitch.
this episode. She was
Um,
fine. I wasn't really
yeah.
annoyed
Um.
because she got put.
So yeah, she got put in her place. um. So so they super reluctantly decide to go ahead and help Captain Rex because it's Captain Rex. You don't say no. Um.
I want to know what
They
Captain Rex is on, what mission he's on.
Yeah, that looks like good watch and good fun.
So Rex
He was like,
the highest ranking clone. Is that right?
I want to say, I don't know.
Sure.
I
Well, there's other
I
captains. I
no,
think he was the most respected.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he's in the most respected. So I think because like Commander Bly was with Anakin, Rex was with Obi-Wan, Cody was kind of doing his own thing. So like so like out of all the
No,
captains, he's probably the most.
Bly
The
was with
movie
Obi-Wan.
Cody was with Obi-Wan. I thought.
Yeah, Cody. Rex was always with Anakin.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yep.
I'm getting my magical sword
I was
users.
thinking about that for a second. Am I?
Yeah,
I forget.
yeah, because I know at one point Bly helps Anakin with like a final siege on a bridge with his unit, and then like the flying unit. And then yeah, Rex is with yeah. So okay, yeah. So my bad. I got a lot of nerd stuff in my head. It's hard to keep it straight. Um, so they land on the planet. They find out that it's a Empire hideout, and they're able to sneak in after Hunter goes, Omega, stop being an Omega for a second. Stay on the ship. Okay. They get in. They're able to get this guy out. Do you guys remember his name? Of the clone?
He said it, but I forgot.
Yeah, like
He was like
like
not
Reed?
mentioned before. I don't think.
No, it was.
I think he was. He was a main player in Clone Wars.
Was it like Gree or Cree? Because like
No, it wasn't really.
it sounded like a G or a C, but like I didn't hear it too well.
Wasn't
It was like
wasn't any of like the really popular ones like Gree and Wolf and all that.
yeah. So um they're able to get him out, and then through some tomfoolery and action scenes, we come to find out that the captains I are the commanders of like certain like squads are clones because they're training non-clones to join the Empire. Not all the soldiers that were chasing them were clones, and we kind of saw it in the armor who was a clone and who wasn't. It was a really early prototype armor for the stormtroopers, while the clone had like, is it like Delta armor or like the Commando armor? It
The
was like
Commando.
Commando armor, yeah. So I thought it was really cool to see
Yeah.
that,
Exactly.
you know, like they're all the same empire, but you can kind of tell who's a clone and who wasn't. Um, and then more action ensues, pew pew bang bang, and at the end, majority of them are able to escape. Hunter actually uh, misses the ship as he's jumping in, hits every branch and rock on the way down. And at the end of the episode, we see Hunter actually get caught by the Empire, and now he is captive. And
Yep.
Hunter at the end shows up, and goes, "Haha, what you do," and that's the episode in a nutshell. Oh, back on Fish People World, where the fish people live, we come to find out that basically they've kind of the Empire has terminated all their contracts with them, and the was he a governor or ambassador, something like that. He was
Governor.
some kind of governor. Thank you, governor. And the head scientist lady are like, okay, let's go. And then the Empire finds out they keep the scientists because they can use her for their experiments and stuff like that. And it's implied that they're going to take care of the governor with the blaster to the head. So it's safe to assume he might be dead, or if not dead for sure. We didn't hear any views or dead bodies, but I think it might be safe to assume he's dead. So the Empire is definitely phasing out all clones, getting rid of any unneeded personnel and keeping them with the essential ones, and try to move all the young clones off of that world somewhere else. Where it's now like humans are the Empire, the clones are phased out quickly. So that's pretty interesting. Finally, a little more pieces
How come they were using stun again? I thought these weren't clones, so why would they care if they use stun or kill?
I think because I think they wanted to capture them. They didn't want to kill them on sight. Because they really beginning of the episode they found the escaped clone, and then the Bad Batch come in and they try to stun them too. So it was a recapture mission from them, and
Did Rex say don't do that, or what was that?
What?
Like, did he say like don't kill anybody, or?
I think they still think they're part of the Empire. They don't want to do any more treason. Treason? Treason? So I think that's probably why.
It's like my biggest problem is like, what is their purpose right now? Like, besides being on the run, like, I mean, just like my frustration with the show, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Maybe back with like shift for people start doing kind of stuff and see like that and see people getting more
I can't hear anything. It's probably my fault.
I couldn't really hear much either.
Okay, it wasn't just me then.
No.
I think your connection is shitting out. I don't know if you could sit closer to the Wi-Fi or something. But yeah, I couldn't hear nothing. Oh man, I can't hear a damn thing. Yeah, you making that out, Manny?
No, nothing.
Okay.
Maybe
rejoin and come back, Wyatt. But I mean, we liked it. I don't know. You gave us an synopsis.
There's not much to say about this show anymore
until
the last couple episodes, because it's really the same thing over and over again.
That's
filler after filler. Yeah.
Yep. Mission after mission that he doesn't want to do.
Yep.
And it's like, while I like that, I want them to get to the meat, man. Come on, like, you got to do something here.
Yeah, it's making me really miss The Mandalorian and those kind of stories, and then just caring about the characters.
Yeah.
Like, there's not enough for me to care about the Bad Batch right now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know
Like,
where
I
their story
will care
ends or
what's
anything
gonna
like
happen to
that.
them, but like
Yeah.
day to day, I don't really care. Like, I'm like, it's cool action, it's well made, but it's not like riveting or like I care that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wyatt, you back?
Oh, dude, we can't hear anything. Try your phone or something, but yeah, it's not working.
Well, I mean, I don't think there's anything else to talk about. We'll probably leave it
Not
there.
really. Yeah, I mean, I didn't have a lot to bring on that, so I'm glad we had other stuff to talk about because,
Yeah.
yeah, you know, it's another good, fun episode, but it's like nothing is really happening.
I think next week we got What If? Is that starting
we
already?
already?
Or no? When's that start?
I don't even know. I haven't been keeping track.
I want to say that's starting pretty soon. I want to say that's starting.
August 11th.
Damn it. That's not next week.
So, 2 weeks. Yeah, basically when Bad Batch ends, kind of.
Yeah.
But that's a Thursday. Oh, no, it's a Wednesday. Okay, never mind. I was going to go off on a thing saying, didn't you guys say Wednesday?
Wednesday for what?
Or like the shows that they said they would premiere shows on Wednesdays or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, 11th is the Wednesday. And Hawkeye, I think that's the next one, right?
Hawkeye is not going to be till like fall time, I think.
November, I think it says.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, they have a gap there. But I guess they have a lot of movies, so they're waiting.
Oh, and then we got Shang-Chi coming up.
Yeah.
Right, you're right.
And then Ms. Marvel, I think, is next, but I have no idea when that comes out.
That comes out, yeah. That's supposed to come out later
Probably
this year.
Yeah. Which is kind of crazy to me.
All right, well, we'll leave it there. I don't know if Sonny can say the spiel, so I think I'll take over. Actually, I don't think he's here. Where is he? Nope.
I think
Okay. Okay, yeah. It still sounds robotic. Well, that'll be it for this episode. You guys know where you can find us. If you're new to it, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram. We dabble a little bit with Twitter, but not really. All that is Three Nerds on a Sunday. Find us on your favorite podcast app. Subscribe. Watch us on Facebook. Even though this one we kind of had to button down and get off video. We normally do have a video going up. But yeah, stay with us, guys. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode of Three Nerds on a Sunday. Bye.
Bye. Thanks, guys.